Personal story segment tonight, Facebook. The internet site, 10 years old. 73% of Americans ages 12 to 17 are on it. Billions worldwide use it. Is that a good thing? Joining us from Philadelphia, Dr. Chuck Williams, who teaches psychology at Drexel University. From Boston, Katie Greer, former director of Internet Safety for the Massachusetts Attorney General, now who runs her own consulting company. Ms. Greer, begin with you. Kid Facebook, what's your verdict?
My verdict is what makes Facebook so wonderful for kids is a double-edged sword. It also makes it dangerous. So kids love to share, they love to connect, but they also overshare and they also overconnect. So for me, if kids are using the rules and if they're getting, if kids are following the rules and they're getting some limitations and restrictions at home along with some oversight, I'm okay with it. But there's a big concern for me when it comes to privacy, when it comes to oversharing, and when it comes to connecting with strangers.
What are the rules?
The rules are you have to be at least 13 to be on Facebook. And Bill, I will tell you, I'm in schools across the country, and I go into kindergarten classrooms and see a large amount of kids on Facebook and other social networking sites.
That. So that rule doesn't matter. Any other rules?
Of course. No.
That's it. That's the rule.
Not really. That's it. That's it. Correct.
Now,
correct.
Parents have a difficult time, doctor, monitoring Facebook because the passwords are changed frequently. Some of the children don't even give their parents a password. And I see it as potentially very, very destructive, although I understand communication is good, but it's not personal communication now, and that's a whole different deal. How do you see it?
Bill, when you talk about Facebook being potentially dangerous and how challenging it may be for parents to keep up, I believe we're sort of letting them off the hook, so to speak. When I talk about this issue, and I do far too often, what you'll find is that far too many parents, adults, caregivers are not aware that their kids are signed up for social media sites and have social media apps and that they use them, and they're not aware of the danger. For example, cyberbullying, cyber stalking, child exploitation, these stupid and dangerous games that kids play, from the knockout game to flash mob. And Bill, I don't know if you heard of the latest trend, talk about stupid pet tricks. Now we have stupid human tricks, kids setting themselves on fire, videotaping it, and then posting it online.
We know about it. We're going to do a special report on it next week, an investigative report. But what can parents do? I mean, say the kid sets up a private Facebook account and they have one or two friends, then it's hard to get into those things. So you have to demand that your child, you have to know about it, first of all, because these kids can do stuff, Ms. Greer, that parents aren't even aware of. They're so technologically savvy these days.
Yes, sir, and I think that's also a problem is that parents, stick their head in the proverbial sand sometimes because this is overwhelming technology that is changing constantly. Facebook is one of the biggest culprits, and actually a lot of the reason I think some kids are moving away from Facebook is because it changes constantly. So for parents to keep on top of it, they definitely need to be able to say no to their kids. And one thing that I always recommend to parents is having their username and password. And if you find that your kids aren't giving you that information, there's probably a good reason that they're not giving you that information.
Away from them,
yes,
or shut
absolutely.
it down, and all of that. So I agree with you guys. 12 to 17, 73% of every kid in this country are using it, and they're immature, doctor, and they can be lured into certain things, say certain things, do certain things, bad pictures, bad language, and that's forever. Whoever gets that can store it forever.
I agree, Bill, and like Katie said, parents are burying their heads in the sand, but it's about more than just that. It's about more than knowing what the technology is, how it's used, and the dangers. It's about setting a tone in your home in terms of what you will allow or disallow, and that's what the research shows. If you say to your children, this is not allowed, I don't want bullying, I don't want name calling, I don't want you, posting pictures, sexting, that sort of thing. It's like everything else. You don't follow your kid to school, but if you bring them up right, hopefully when they get to school, they behave.
But all kids make mistakes, and all kids are, can succumb to temptation. And this is the biggest temptation in my lifetime I've ever seen for children. Ms. Greer will give you the last word. Go.
Yes, I think also what people don't understand is that it spreads like wildfire. So these bad decisions are not bad decisions that, oops, we made once in a while. These decisions stay there forever. Even Facebook has in their terms of service. You can't just erase it. So I agree with Dr. Williams that you got to talk in the home about it, and you've got to start early because these kids are on early.
And all computers should be in common areas where anything can be seen at any time, not behind closed doors, none of that. Ms. Greer, doctor, thank you very much. We appreciate it.